welcome back to Kira's Village. Here's our story so far, Layton, if you please.
Okay then. The Professor and Luke make their way successfully to Reinhold Manor, where they meet Lady Dahlia.
Professor, why are you referring to yourself in the third person?
That's what the script says. But before they can start talking, a loud noise startles Lady Dahlia's cat, Claudia, who runs off.
Claudia
The eye is on that cat.
The Professor and Luke are now forced to find the missing feline.
That's exactly the thing, Shiro. Now that the sprites are completely uncompressed as they were originally drawn, now you get to see those eyes in full-blown detail.
Why are you still here? My precious Claudia is out there alone. Go and find her and bring her back at once.
It's not just the eye, Shiro. It's like the entire fur on the head. Like, it's so disproportionate compared to the rest of the body. It's like oh, sorry. Dahlia really is fond of that cat. I assume that you're the famous Professor Layton, yes?
No, I'm the famous Professor
My
Fitzgerald.
name is Gordon, the Baron's brother and one of the people originally requested your services.
Oh, multiple people requested our services.
It looks like a drama emperor. I'd like to explain our situation further, but right now it's probably best to do as Lady Dahlia says, but, don't go to the dream
Alright, now this is me. The name's Simon. I'm Baron Reinhold's nephew. My father is the little brother of Gordon there. Yep.
How nice.
Are you sure you didn't paste this for Shiro?
No. Or rather, he was until he kicked the bucket, as they say.
Fun fact, I originally
Okay, I don't want
in the
to get you
original
guys angry.
playthrough.
What time are we at? For some reason, it paused and I wasn't paying attention.
Go to 2:30.
Yep, but I digress. So you're the famous Professor Layton. I thought you'd have more presents. Well, never mind that. I take it you won't mind if I throw a puzzle your
I'm
way.
actually.
Sure, and I'll make your presence non-existent if you
It shouldn't prove difficult for a man of your ability.
Fun fact, actually.
Yeah.
If you're as good as they say, this shouldn't amount to much more than a distraction.
Okay, so
Alright, and go.
Fun fact, I originally played Simon in the original playthrough, and believe it or not, I actually thought he was going to be a recurring character as Layton's arch rival or something.
Well,
yeah, I was way off the mark.
Nah, he wants to go on to host the X Factor and American Idol.
we'll get the arch rival later. As shown in the diagram below, you have a quarter of a circle. Within this circle is rectangle A, B, C, D, which touches the edge of the circle at point D. Assuming that point B is located at the center of the circle, how long is diagonal line C? This is a geometry puzzle. So,
Okay, so we know from point B to C is 5 centimeters, and C. I would estimate that it would probably be around 10, not exactly, but around.
Well, let's see. I do think, if I remember correctly, I do show one or two hints from this one.
Oh wait, sorry, because you need to figure out what the diameter is. But and since this is a rectangle,
You see what I mean in the part 1? That this is actually the one problem instead, but you're overthinking while the solution is blankly simple.
Like,
Yeah.
this is exactly what I told you, Deji.
Do not second guess yourself in this game.
Well, depends on the puzzle, Jovi. Like the
I'm
idea.
good at math,
There you go. There you go. See.
except calculus.
So there you go. The diagonal line AC is the exact same length as diagonal line BD. BD is the same length as the radius of the circle. So once you've worked that out, the only thing left to do is add 5 and 5. So there you go.
It's math.
Geometry more like, but yeah.
Well,
My
geometry
weak
is a
math
formula.
subject next to calc.
Sure. Alright.
I took advanced algebra and calculus.
I'll have you know that I've taken algebra, algebra, geometry, trig, statistics, pre-calculus.
Did you take
Huh.
Did you take calculus AB?
It appears you're the
No.
real deal, Professor.
Well, who else is there gonna be?
I apologize for doubting it there. It seems you've quite the mind for puzzles.
Sure, now I've got a test for you. The test where you run away and never come back.
But how unfortunate that you must waste your time on one of these ridiculous cat chases.
I'm sorry, did somebody call it a ridiculous cat chase? Because whoever it is getting castrated.
It happens all the time, yet every time that cat slips out, Lady Dahlia causes the biggest fuss. Eh?
We'll get a
Eh?
cat flap.
I am
Eh?
literally right in the room here, dingus.
It's no use arguing with her. The best thing for you to do is just go and find that cat. If you're as bright as they say, you should have no trouble tracking down one little cat, right?
Little. That's bit exaggerating.
I think that cat is like 80% fur, though.
The volume is still, enough. It's not the weight.
Alright, there's actually a hidden puzzle here.
Look! There's a puzzle hidden there here, Professor! That's another thing, Dej. There'll constantly be puzzles hidden in weird places. I kid you not, there's one game where a puzzle is hidden on the moon.
Okay, so I actually really like this one as well.
Was that the Layton crossover? Or was that
Hold on.
That was a hint coin.
It's actually another classic one.
On the table below are 4 cubes made up of matches. Can you change 4 cubes to free by moving a single match?
Anyway, basically, Dej, what you're referring to is the crossover, where yes, Layton apparently had to fly to the moon to get a hint coin.
Alright, so
I think Awkward Zombie even made a comic based off of that.
Okay, so yeah, when you look at this, yeah, it does look like it's 4 cubes. So how do we turn these 4 cubes into just 3 by moving 1 match, guys?
It's simple.
I actually do remember this one.
I can't say because, again, I've solved these, so it would kind of be unfair if I tried to take a guess.
Okay, it's actually very simple. But you know what? For the purposes of, if I remember correctly, this is actually the first puzzle that I actually do get wrong. Yeah, this is another thing, everybody. Well, unlike with my original playthrough, I decided that sometimes when I'm feeling like it in this playthrough, I'll intentionally get an answer wrong just to keep my co-commentators guessing whether or not the answer I'm picking is the right one.
Yeah, you'll get it wrong intentionally.
Deji, I played this game plenty of times, I assure you. Let's see. So what if we just take out that match? What happens?
How does this sound?
No, the arrangement of the matches fools your eyes into thinking that you're looking at 4 cubes. How can you fool your eyes into seeing 3 cubes instead? I wonder. Let's take a look at the hints, why not? The matches are arranged so that they appear to form 4 adjoining cubes. How can you arrange things to make one of these cubes? Again, you have to rearrange things, not necessarily... Yes, Joe?
Did they add super hints into this remake?
Did what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Did they add super hints into this remake?
No.
Because if I recall correctly, the original game did not have super hints.
It did not, and it still doesn't have it. My guess is, Joe, is because in the free hint system was from the original. I haven't actually read the magazines themselves, but I'm assuming the free hint system is probably related to how the magazines were. So, as to keep the difficulty intact, they didn't add a super hint on this.
Well, they didn't make super hints originally for this game.
That's what I said, Wibbs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So here's so let's see, what exactly do we have to do?
Basically, Deji, like the first few hints, like they get a little easier each time, and the super hint is like, okay, here it is, dumbass.
Alright, and there you go. What you do is, there you go. Now, you see 3 cubes.
It's a matter of perspective, really.
Yep.
There you go.
These people hate
Yeah,
kids.
literally.
I'm telling you,
You
they
literally
hate
have to
kids.
think outside the box on this one.
That you mean the cube.
Eventually, Luke.
But Tio, a cube is a box.
Brilliant! Were you easily able to visualize the matchsticks cubes as 3-dimensional objects?
Also, I'm sorry to say you actually accidentally summoned Cenobites because that was not an ordinary cube.
So who's that man chasing the cat?
Extra fluff, Dweebs.
Piece of cake! Now let's
Tower
go
already
find
has
more
enough
puzzles.
Oh, I guess. Basically,
Yeah.
the gist of it that, well, it's not as immediate in the first game, but the more game progresses, the more we showcase that the puzzles have a sort of a, not necessarily a mini timeline of their own, but they showcase people doing other stuff on their own.
Bookshelves seem to line every wall of this estate. The Baron must have been quite the avid reader.
Hey, Professor.
It's important to
how
keep your mind sharp, Luke. So why don't you give this puzzle a go and don't fuck it up this time?
Hey, Professor, how much you want to bet there's a hidden passageway in one of these library
Fun
cells?
fact. Alright, A, B, C, and D are single-digit numbers. The following equations can all be made with these numbers. A plus C equals D, A times B equals C, C minus B equals B, A times 4 equals D. Find the values of each digit and input your answer as a 4-digit number, A, B, C, D. So there you go. It's an equation puzzle. I actually love equations personally, so... Fun fact, this is actually one of the...
Colonel Sanders doing here?
Fun fact, puzzle number 10 is actually one of the many instances where the puzzles differ between the US and the UK versions. A lot of times there will be... if I remember correctly, the US version has a puzzle involving a clock instead of this equation puzzle that we were getting on the European version.
No, I think it's for the clock tower instead as an analog time puzzle instead of an actual digital clock.
Let me double check real quick.
I think Jim might be onto something with that because, if I recall correctly, I feel like this one was the same.
I think it
in the
might be
version.
common for most European countries because I think it was also in my country's version the difference.
I'm looking at. I'm on Layton walkthrough right now. Let's see what is it. Professor Layton 1.
Also, Dweebs, we're not yet at I Love You, Colin Sanders. Soon enough.
Yes, exactly, Terry. I was correct. It's this puzzle. It's puzzle 10.
I wasn't even paying attention. Probably would have solved this one easily.
Puzzle 10. Puzzle 10 is actually on the US. It's actually an alphabet puzzle, right here.
Huh.
There you go. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah. There you go. So it's
well done, Luke. You can do equations.
Since A plus C and A times 4 both equal D, then C must equal A times 3. So
Professor, given how we met, shouldn't you know that I'm very good at puzzles?
How did you like the puzzle, Luke? I just prepared you for tackling more difficult puzzles. Just keep your mind sharp, Luke, and remember we haven't got there yet.
But technically we have already. That's how you met me, and I was
No, we
the one
haven't.
who gave... But I was the one who gave you a puzzle back then.
No,
to
you
sharpen
didn't.
your mind.
anyway, I'm terribly sorry, Professor. I will personally search the manor and the estate grounds.
Why are you talking to me as if I own the place?
I feel dreadful asking, but would you mind taking a quick look about the village to see if Claudia's there?
That's your bloody
That's
job.
why.
Don't give it a second thought, my good man. We're on the case because you're too lazy to do your own job.
Alright.
Joy.
Alright.
Seriously, Professor, I was the one who gave you a puzzle back when we first met to test to see if you were real.
embarrassed.
Oh, there she is. Oh,
there it is.
Haven't got there yet.
There she is.
Alright, little spawn of Satan, get here.
Alright, sure, you can be Claudia. Professor...
Sweet.
sorry, go ahead.
Professor, there she is.
Oh,
Maybe I
okay.
should try talking to her.
Never mind, this is not one of those where they have a meow speech balloon.
Drat, she ran off. Actually, Luke, why don't you call after her, given...
Can't
you
stop
know.
now. Let's give chase, Luke.
Well, actually, his thing with animals will actually come into play later, Joe, but not right now, though.
I forget if I was introduced
Oh,
first in the
what was that,
game.
Blast, that burns. It looks like the engine blew out. Who could this mysterious figure be? So
Very
this
dastardly.
is Saint Myster, eh? The famed stomping ground of the late Baron Augustus Reinhold.
They say his ghost haunts the very forest.
I wonder what kind of tricks the old man set up in this village before he shuffled off.
Death trap.
Oh,
probably.
Layton, you ridiculous dandy. Just you wait. All the treasure you seek will be mine.
Papyrus?
Sure.
Why the hell does he look like Satan?
All in due time.
Fun fact, Deji, there's actually an origin story that explains why his hair is like that. Believe it or not.
It's very tragic in true level 5 fashion.
Oh, it's you, Mr.
I doesn't remember his name.
It's Raymond! Everybody loves Raymond. Please,
Yeah, I'll say
call
it
me
wasn't really big on that shit.
Raymond! Oh,
Where's
can I
Ramon?
be of some assistance?
As a matter of fact, Ramon, yes. Lady Dahlia's cat slipped out of the house. Have you seen her about?
Oh, do you mean dear Claudia?
No, I mean Bagpuss. Of course I mean Claudia.
But I saw her pass through here and run into the village a few moments ago. If that's the case, I sure wish he'd bothered to catch her before she ran away. Seriously, Professor,
wouldn't
we're the only ones who can do a
wouldn't
thing
the cat needed to use the boat to get on the other side?
Yes.
Come on,
Can paddle.
something you didn't told us.
She just
Jesus
yeeted
Christ.
Yeah.
across.
Chill. Obviously, the cat rode her way over there and then rode the boat back.
Of course.
You need something? You do, don't you?
Yeah, you just shut up.
I could see it on your face. An open book is what you are.
Well, but open book with
yours,
beady
yours
eyes.
is a pamphlet. Excuse me, but you didn't happen to see Lady Dahlia's cat come through here a moment ago, did you?
Ah, the fluffy white killer, eh? Yeah? I think she went towards the village square. Yep, she went that way.
Claudia's got a bit.
Look
of
at that, Marco was actually helpful this time.
I
So
see.
instead of saying I know a guy, you should say I know a cat.
Think nothing of it. If only all questions were that easy to answer. Well then, I'll be off now. Wow.
Never to
Bye.
be seen again.
Go ahead,
Bye,
Jova.
then.
Go ahead, Jova.
Who'd have thought he'd turn out to be such a nice chap?
I didn't.
Well, shall we head for the village square then?
Indeed. Let's be off.
Alright, so time to explore the village, see if we can find her.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's take a look at what's behind the blue door.
All right.
Sorry, Luke, I was a bit indecisive.
Fair enough.
Do you see it?
I do indeed, Professor.
That blue door over there appears to be ajar. Care to take a look inside?
Yes, let's
Sounds
break
to
into
me
private
like you
property.
have a puzzle.
Classic video game logic. Barge into people's houses and take anything you can find that will be valuable.
Don't forget to smash the pot. So.
Yes.
Right,
There aren't many here.
Hand me my baseball bat.
All right.
Alright, let's see if I can find any
Everything
hint
is caked in
coins
dust.
before I go for the puzzle. Hint coin. There you go. Oh, a puzzle solving shot, never mind. And it's a perfume bottle, I think, yeah. Let's take a look at it.
Okay.
Aqua aroma. Puzzle points obtained, 100.
Oh yes, you'll attract all the lovely ladies with this.
Oh, I think I get it. So these are in case of getting extra P cards in case you fuck up a puzzle too many times.
No, Theo, that's because these remakes have a new thing on the bonus section called the Layton Museum, where you have extra unlockables, and they're unlocked
Alright,
via
you
puzzle
need told.
puzzle
Oh,
points.
Oh,
Has this chair reminded you of a puzzle?
Yes.
of course. Again, that's a thing. In this particular game, most of any of them, so much as a speck of dust will remind the professor of a puzzle that you are then forced to solve.
Well, not
If you
forced.
dare
but, yeah.
click upon it. I
feel like Professor Layton has issues that he needs to work out.
Actually, Deji, you're not.
boy.
Actually, Deji, character backstory-wise, yes, you're actually right there. Anyway,
Oh,
a new-
yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
a
has
new-
quite a few problems.
Here's
let me
your
just-
hint, Dej. Never, under any circumstance, ask about the hat. Never.
Or
We
what's
do
Okay.
under
not
it.
talk about the hat.
we don't talk about the hat. A new multi-purpose.
So what, is he like Monkey D. Luffy, the right? He got his hat?
Jova, show him that little animated.
Hello, my name is Professor Layton, and I'm going to be king of the pirates now.
Jova, if I remember correctly. Joe, if I remember correctly, you had a drawing someone made on the internet of Phoenix asking Layton about the hat,
yeah.
and then a shit ton of Cyclops show up around Layton. Do you still have that?
Let me go get that one.
Because I love that one. A new multi-purpose event has been built in the center of your town. It will be used for everything from concerts to sporting events to conventions. With all hall complete, it's time to order the find the chairs. The 5 chairs labeled to E are being considered, but all the designs, only one chair is completely suitable for the hall. Which chair is it? As stated earlier, the hall is multi-purpose. Don't you think that depending on the size and nature of a day's event, the number of chairs needed will change? Yeah, that obviously. So you have to think about that when you're deciding what type of chair you want to get. So if the number of chairs will change depending on the event, which of these chairs will be more useful?
This is pretty easy, to be honest.
Let's see. Let's try chair E.
Well, here's my guess.
There you go.
Layton's apprentice saves the day.
So what's the logic?
As I do.
That's
Yeah.
right. Of all the designs, only E can be stacked upon itself. In a hall like the one described, each event requires a different number of seats, and thus a change in seating arrangement. The stackability of E makes it the best chair for the job.
Also, I appreciate your attachment towards actual design, but trust me, I had to stack upon chairs that were not really made for this purpose. But my higher ups had to say, "Go on, Theo, let's do it."
Well done. I suppose this puzzle was too easy for you.
Pretty much.
Alright, painting's crap. Alright, so that was which chair. There's actually one more puzzle in this room involving this candle over here. This is actually another one of my favorites. I love this one.
Look here, my boy. This extinguished candle has reminded me of a simply wonderful puzzle.
Oh my god, Professor, really?
Luke, I need help.
Actually,
Anyway, let me read this.
No, Tio. While he realizes it, yes, he does.
Let me read this. 10 candles stand in burning in the dining room. A strong breeze blows in through an open window and extinguishes 2 of them. Checking back in the candles later, you see that 1 more candle has gone out. To make sure no more flames go out, you shut the window. Assuming the window doesn't extinguish any more candles, how many candles do you have left in the end? Again, this is all about reading what's actually written there, and the answer should come as obvious.
None, because the house will have burned down.
Well,
Anyway, Dads, there you go.
Oh, did you find it? Yes,
Yes.
that's the one. I love that one.
I thought for a second there I was going to turn out that Layton had a gun. Layton had a gun in his hat, and if anyone asks about it, it pops out at the top of his hat and shoots him.
So yeah, we don't talk about the hat.
Also, in regards to Layton having a problem, Awkward Zombie made this comic as well.
Okay, so here's a little.
Give me another.
If I remember correctly, I don't pick a hint for this puzzle, so here's a little hint for you guys. It says, "How many candles do you have left in the end?" That last phrase is actually the key to how to solve this puzzle. So, how many candles do we have left in the end? 3.
I think I
Funny.
Professor,
There you go.
I've solved it.
Okay, Professor. Now, after this venture, we are taking you to
That's
puzzle
correct.
therapy.
The 7 candles that manage to stay lit will melt down completely. The only candles that remain in the end are the 3 that are extinguished by the wind and therefore stay intact. As you see right there in the illustration.
Games.
The sad thing, Dads, is that the puzzles are kind of a coping mechanism in more ways
so
than
here's
one.
the thing that one funny thing that I know about Layton is that yes, it was made inspired by Ace Attorney. That during the crossover interview, he was like, "Yeah, I was just inspired by Ace Attorney. I want to fix the problems." And I think it was Shu Takumi or someone that was working on. It's like, "Oh, what problems?" He didn't answer it.
Yeah, okay. Essentially, when Hino made Layton, he essentially wanted to make Phoenix minus his flaws, essentially. And voila, Layton was born.
And by the way, he means the character, not he's not talking about the
personal
slipper.
character flaws. Yeah.
It's also
He was also talking about the franchise as well.
not really. He knows a
Never
huge.
really referred to the franchise that way.
He knows a huge fan of the Ace Attorney series, and for the record, Shu Takumi is also a huge Layton fan. In fact, both Hino and Takumi are actually RL big friends, actually. So
Yeah. Believe it or not, the crossover was a dream come true for quite a lot of reasons.
basically, Deji, there was actually a Iwata Asks back in the day where both of them were interviewed because of the crossover. And every single time a Layton game would finish development, Tina would send it to Takumi, and Takumi would be really glad about that. So
Like, let me put this into perspective. Even before I knew what either of these two franchises were, I heard about the buzz with Ace Attorney versus Professor Layton and whatnot.
anyway, some fool went and raised the bridge while I was on my break. Then, as if that wasn't bad enough, that scoundrel made off of my only bridge crank, which basically means we're stuck here now.
We're trapped here. You dingus.
No,
that
Professor! Professor, I've literally been right next to you the whole time. I'd have to be
Oh,
like
dear.
the ultimate
See?
criminal thief.
Anyway, that's right. Until that thing turns up, no one is getting in or out the village.
You know, Luke, I'm pretty confident I can swim the 2 yards to the other side. How about you?
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm still looking for the blaster crank, but I'm too furious to get anything done.
Gross for honesty.
Hey, Professor, question. Was he useful even before he was serious?
No.
High five!
What kind of person would do something like this anyway?
See, that's the thing. Luke and Layton, despite their many, many gaffes, do get along often. I mean, otherwise they'd have killed each other by now.
By that he means Dwibs and Jova's interpretation of the characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm basically Dick Layton is a prima donna who go his way, and Luke can never admit when something is his fault.
Anyway, strange
Also-
gizmo. Introduction to another minigame. The gizmos option has been added to the menu. This is actually one of the easiest minigames in the series. Touch the trunk to open it, then tap the gizmos icon. From here you can see the various mechanical parts you've gathered around the village. Which again, will be obtained to you as you solve puzzles, basically. The vanishing crank, and also the vanishing crank was added to your list of mysteries. So let's take a look at that. First, let's get rid of this this new word, because my OCD demands it. The gizmos
About the new mysteries.
The gizmos you've gathered around Saint Mysteria are all lined up on the bottom of the screen. Tap 1 to snap it into place. Yeah, you don't actually have to do it like Jigsaw style. You just have to press on it and it will immediately go to where it's supposed to go. Just what are you constructing, you ask?
A dog.
Monster.
That's a secret. Well, not really a secret because you show us a silhouette that shows it's clearly a dog.
So.
But yeah, there you go. See, you can clearly see by the silhouette that it's a robot dog. But there you go. There's the tail there. There you go. So yeah, as you collect more gizmos, you'll be able to eventually put the dog together. All right, we'll get back to this. For now, let's take a look at the mysteries.
So you're actually going to be showing off the minigames consistently this time?
The vanishing crank. Someone's stolen the crank that controls Saint Mysterious drawbridge, the sole portal in and out the village. Until the crank is recovered, there is no way to leave the village. Why would somebody want to steal a drawbridge crank exactly?
To strand the citizens and
Because
keep them
the
from
person
eating.
is cranky.
Well, yeah, but the
That's
idea, Joe, is...
terrible.
But what we're trying to figure out is what would that person even gain from doing that exactly? Alright.
Maybe it's
Hey,
King
Claudia.
Chief rule.
Alright, Jova.
Aha! Fluffy, purple bow, sullen expression, dull appearance. No doubt about it. That's Claudia.
Well spotted, Luke. Now we've located her. The question at hand is to go about catching her.
Good luck.
Again, maybe if one of us could communicate with her.
Leave this one to me, Professor.
There you go.
Ah, yes, I've forgotten you have a way about this. Well, go right ahead then.
How did you forget that, Professor? It's come in handy and saved our lives on occasions. Here, Claudia! Here, girl!
She's about to destroy his face.
Yes.
Did that look like?
That's
Does
right.
that look like a bit? Does
There you
that
go.
look like the face of Mercy? Like,
Oh wow! Ow! Ow!
And she runs away.
Luke, are you alright?
yeah, Luke probably got tetanus. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I wasn't much help, Professor. She's much feistier than I imagined. She's not like the well-known
Luke looks
cats.
terrified.
Poor child's gonna need
Okay.
a bit of therapy back in London.
So while Luke becomes Nick Fury, we'll join.
God damn it.
Oh, but now this will make me never be able to trust anyone again.
You are a weird person, you know that, Luke.
And you're a weird professor.
Alright,
At least I don't go around trusting animals.
Alright, everybody. In the next part, we'll see if we can figure out some way we can get Claudia to not, scratch our faces while. And I'm starting to, I'm starting to think that Lady Dahlia is a terrible cat owner because this cat doesn't look domesticated at all. Like seriously,
Yeah, like-
why would she even? Especially Luke, because Luke is such, like Layton said, Luke is such a great way with animals. Why would she just scratch them like that for no reason?
Yeah, a lot of very quickly, a lot of people don't understand that cats require some form of training. Like, most people get them and they think, oh, they're not like dogs, you don't need to train them. No, you absolutely do need to train your cats.
Unless you want your curtains and couches clawed up like no tomorrow.
Although they kind of do that anyway, it's more so how they interact with other people.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Alright then.
Tune in for the next part, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.